We can see the figure. If isolated charge plus Q is placed, then the lines of force will be outward lines of force. The isolated charge plus Q produce so many lines which are coming outside, indicated by the arrow mark. Similarly, for negative charge, the lines will be moving towards. If two charges together placed, plus Q and minus Q, the lines of force are emanating from positive charge and it will move towards the negative charge. The lines are generally curved and these lines are starting and crowded very closer to the charge. Now we can see how the lines of forces are there if two charges are same. Like charges produce the lines of force starting from plus Q, but it cannot reach plus Q again, so they are repelled. So we can see the direction of the lines of force moving not towards another charge, but they are repelled from the another charge. 4 pi epsilon naught r. When there are two charges, the potential energy of that system will be Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught r into Q2. Now we can see about the equipotential surfaces. If all the points of a surface are at the same electric potential, then the surface is called an equipotential surface. Now in the figure, the first circle, all the points are equidistant from plus Q. So this surface will be, first circle will be the first equipotential surface. Similarly, the second circle, third circle, fourth circle, all the points on the circle are equidistant from the charge Q. So this surface is called equipotential surface. In the case called Gaussian surface. Now this law can be adopted to find out the electric field due to a infinitely long straight charged wire. Now we can see the charged wire is at the center of the figure. It is charged, so it is producing the lines of force which is outwards. Now straight wire is now at the center of a Gaussian imaginary surface. We want to find out the electric field due to the infinitely long straight conductor at a point r distance from the wire. Now we imagine the Gaussian cylinder having radius r and the electric flux through the closed curved surface is equal to integral E into ds cos theta. So phi is equal to integral E ds because theta is equal to 0 for the curved surface. So cos theta equal to 1. So phi is equal to E into 2 pi RL because the surface area of the curved cylinder is 2 pi R into L. Since E and ds are right angles to each other, the electric flux through the plane caps equal to 0. So the lines of force pass through the curved surface building. Van de Graaff generator. This is very important electrostatic machine and even very important for the examination point of view. It was first constructed by Van de Graaff in 1929. It is the electrostatic machine which can produce a large electrostatic potential difference of the order of 10 power 7 volt. The principle being, the working of Van de Graaff generator is based on the principle of electrostatic induction and action of points. A hollow metallic sphere A is mounted on insulating pillars. A pulley B is mounted at the center of the sphere and another pulley C is mounted near the bottom. A belt made of silk moves over the two pulleys. The pulley C is driven continuously by an electric motor. Two comb-shaped conductors D and E having a number of needles are mounted near the pulleys. The comb D is maintained at a positive potential which is of the order of 10 power 4 volts by a power supply. the upper comb E is connected to the inner side of the hollow metal sphere. Now let us see the diagram. Now this diagram very clearly explains how the charges are accumulated on the sphere. So the pillar is in pink color, the sphere is, the two pulleys are connected by a belt which is continuously moving because it is rotated by a motor. Now very high potential 10 power 4 volt is given to the comb D, and because of that the air is ionized and the negative charges are taken from the air. Positive charges are sprayed on the belt which is slowly moving, and when it reaches another comb closer to that, the positive charges induce negative charges in the comb which will be coming out to balance the positive charges. As the negative charges are coming out from the comb which is connected to the metal sphere, it will be slowly getting the positive charges. So as many charges moving from the belt will be now leaked from the comb, so many charges will be created on the sphere, and these charges are uniformly distributed on the sphere. So by the running of the motor and the belt, the charges accumulated can be increased hundreds and thousands of times very quickly. So again you see this diagram. The diagram is very important. There are 6 parts. One is the large sphere of very highly polished and kept on the insulated pillar. There are 2 pulleys which are linked by the belt, and the third a set of metal combs D and E. So metal comb D is connected to very high potential of the order of 10 power 4 volt. The metal comb E is connected to the sphere. So this is a very important diagram, and you should not mistake anywhere, otherwise the working principle will be affected. So diagram is very important. Understand the principle, then you can write it easily. Now, so the subject electrostatics, we have seen about how the charges are creating the field around that, potential around that, and how to calculate those two quantities for single charges, for dipoles, and these charges when given to any metal, the charged metal will produce field around that, and we can find that only applying Gauss law. Gauss law is very important to determine the electric field intensity due to very large charged conductors. And then we have come across the capacitance, where the charges, static charges on any metal rise the potential, and this effect is utilized to create the capacitance. And this capacitance nowadays in every field we use the capacitors. So we have seen the capacitors connected in series and parallel. Then finally we have seen how the charges can be produced by electrostatic induction. And electrostatic induction, the electrostatic machines are there, and the principle of action of points, the importance being explained, and those principle of action of points applied in the case of lightning conductors, where lightning can be avoided to fall on the buildings and to cause heavy damages. And the Van de Graaff generator is used for producing very high potential. It is in Baba Atomic Research Center also, and we are getting so much potential for accelerating the charges even in nuclear reactors. So we conclude with this. This is a very important chapter. Again, if you have any doubt, you can go through this once. You will be clarified very clearly. Thank you. Now we can see